All right, guys, it's that time. We're going to the gym. Now, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna hit today. I was thinking that I would do back and biceps because it is Monday and International Chest Day, and in order to not have to compete for equipment, which I don't really normally have to at this gym anyway, but even less so if I'm not doing chest and tries. So I think back and buys is the move. Yeah, I'm tired. I did not get a whole lot of sleep. I had to take my dad to the airport at 3 in the morning because we have a very good airport here in Tampa. Of course, he needs to be there 2 hours early. And then when I got home, I didn't really sleep at all, so that kind of fucking sucked. But nevertheless, we are going. It's going to be a good workout. That's the mentality we're going into it with. We're just going to give it what we can give it. So, and that's how I like to approach any workout that I do. Like, we're just in there going off how I'm feeling body-wise. I'm not feeling too bad. I know that I might be a little bit of a slug for the first little bit there, but that pre-workout starts going, and we start getting a little bit of a pump going. We're a-okay. So that's where we are at right now. It's hot as shit right now. The sun is killing me. I took this weekend to rest, so I have not gone to the gym or anything like that since Friday. So we're well rested in that regard, and kind of feels a little bit strange going back to the gym, but it's like my weekly start. Also, I need some shit to do. I need to get back to working. I'm starting to go a little crazy with not having that main thing that I'm doing throughout the week. I don't want to blow through all my money either. So, don't really know what that's going to look like. And I am a little bit nervous. Well, maybe not a little bit. I'm a lot nervous because, I don't know what the future is going to hold. But I'm trying to have faith that things are going to work out. Be a-okay. I had a couple ideas. I know that I mentioned working for one of the police departments, but that would be something that I would still have to wait on because they have restrictions on certain things, and you can't really get around that other than just time. So, but wondering what we're gonna do in the short term. I also thought about this, and this makes editing a little bit easier. Probably gonna say less bullshit after every set, and just kind of keep things more quiet, be strictly business. I'm still gonna give tips and advice or share my thoughts when maybe after the workout or after the exercise is finished, but I have a tendency, like, when I make these videos, to, like, I keep talking. This is different. This is kind of set up that way. But, I might comment on something that's really not too significant, just because I feel like I have to say something. But it's okay. Like, we could be more okay with not saying things. Sometimes you get more out of the things that aren't said. That I could be dead fucking wrong. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking right now. Life be lifing. Life be lifing. If you're out there and you're like, man, life be lifing. Hey, you're not fucking alone, my dude. I get it. Life be lifing. It's tough out there for all sorts of people, including myself. And I'm not some special person or anything like that, you know. But I am somebody that went to school twice. So I went and got a bachelor's, got a master's degree in the STEM field, and, you know, I'm physically capable. I guess I'm somewhat, you know, I have some intellect to me. But even for someone like me, it's tough, you know. It's tough. So many options, you know, and that, you know, people think that options are great, and they are. They really are. But for some people, too many options is not so great, because then it's like, what do you choose? And I try to listen to my gut, and yeah, just kind of, you know what, go what I feel called to do. You know, when I first got into teaching, it was like on a whim. I had a friend that was talking about it. She worked at this school, and I was like, you know what, like I needed money, and I'm like, I'm just gonna apply. Like, I just felt this thing, and how everything turned out afterwards, it all seemed to be for a reason. And I've learned everything, or I've learned something after each of my experiences, which has been a good thing. You know, whether or not you believe in fate or coincidences, I'm gonna share this. So my time in real estate, you know, during COVID, couldn't get hired anywhere. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna work for myself, make my own money. At least in Florida, so you get a 9-digit identifier number as an agent. So that's like your number. It's tied to fucking all your transactions and everything. Well, I was looking at a listing contract that I think I was helping out with, or regardless, I was looking at this listing contract, and brokerages also have a 9-digit number, right? And I was confused, and I reached out to my mentor. I'm like, hey, this is odd. This is my MLS number that they have on this contract. And I was told, no, that's the brokerage's number. So it turns out my number matched my brokerage's number exactly. This 9-digit number, okay? The statistical likelihood of that happening is super fucking low. But that happened. And that was one of those moments that kind of told me, like, I must be meant to be here. I must be, because that just doesn't happen. So, if you're going through any trials or tribulations or anything like that, there's a reason. And you're going to come out stronger because of it. You're going to come out a better person. You're going to come out with more skills. And you might discover something that you never even thought of discovering. I mean, I've had so many instances in my life where I'm like, dude, how the fuck am I going to pull this off, right? And somehow I pull this shit off. And I wind up getting myself to a better position than I was before. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it takes doing some grunt work. Sometimes it takes, you know, getting a second job. I used to work at this place called Extreme Body Nutrition. I wasn't really making a whole lot there, but I was making smoothies, and it was like a supplement shop. But if it weren't for that place, like, that was immensely helpful for getting back on my feet and everything. And it just so happened that somebody that was working there, they were leaving, so they were just like, hey, there's this guy, boom, you could fill right in. You know, timing, I really think timing is everything. So, but when your QB vision field of view is like this, you know, you don't really know what to concentrate on. So, all I'm saying is that things could be a little overwhelming, and if you're overwhelmed, I got you. I understand. And we're going to make it through. we're gonna figure this shit out, because we always do. Nevertheless, that's kind of why it's been so important for me to be going back to the gym consistently, focusing on, you know, each gym day we're going to be focusing on back and biceps, and just that's all we got to worry about for the next likely hour and a half. Some couple things I want to do. Well, we're going to do a bunch of curls. You know, that's biceps. I've said it before. I think bicep training is pretty boring because it's a lot of repetitive shit. But thinking T-bar row, lat pullover, maybe even lat prayers. Might do the pull down too, and I really have been liking the reverse grip pull down, so those might be reverse grip. But that is all subject to change. It just depends on how I feel when I'm in there. I'm a big feeling person, so I don't really have things written down or anything like that or planned out, but I go off of feeling. So like, here's an example, and this is why I think going off of feeling has some merit or is important. So like, one thing that doesn't make sense to me is like reps in reserve, RIR, when you're trying to establish a given amount of repetitions. Like, how do you know how many you have left unless you try, right? And if you don't try, then you're kind of always holding back a little bit. And I think that if you really want to make the gains and if you really want to make those changes, you do got to give it your all. You know, if you're intentionally holding back, if you never try for that extra rep, it's, you know, that might be why you're plateauing. That might be why you're stuck. And also, you don't feel the same day to day. You know, great if you did a lot of weight last week, but maybe this week you're a little bit more tender. Maybe you haven't eaten as much. You know, you don't really know how things are going to feel until you get into it. So I think people get caught up in all the planning and whatnot, and that's why I'm a big advocate for just the doing. Just do it. Just do it. Because you need to do it. Your body, if you listen to it, it'll tell you. It'll give you clues. It'll give you that direction. You know, when you were put on this earth, that's all you were given. So my phone actually overheated and cut out. But I was saying that when you were put on this earth, all you were given was your body. And your body was equipped with everything that you needed to make your way through this world. Nowadays, we like to drown out the noise, and we don't listen to our body and the signals that it gives us. But if you trust your body, you listen to it, it'll direct you where to go. It'll tell you what you need to change. It tells you. And I honestly believe that. It tells you. Now, we don't always want to listen to it, and that, I think, can cause some problems when we know we're ignoring our instincts or we're ignoring our body signals. And generally, that can lead to some not so good things. But nevertheless, we're going to listen to our body, we're going to fucking get in there, and we're going to do this back and bicep workout. Alright, I think we're going to start off with the hammer strength high row. And the thinking is, I never really do this, so every once in a while, it's good to like switch shit up and do like a different kind of movement, so that's what the fuck I'm going to do. 4 sets of this. I've been liking the 4 sets, so I might do 4 sets with mostly everything today. Yeah, and I think rep range on this, I'm going to do a practice set and just see how it feels, but it's either going to be like 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 range, or it's going to be like 12 topping out. I don't really want to do a shit ton of reps with this, but we'll see. I might be like, oh my god, this was amazing at 15. We got to feel it. Something I will stop and say, though, is when you do this, when you do this, you can get a big stretch on the lat. If you sit to the side, look at that bad boy over here, and then pull back. You try it out, see if that's for you. Might not be for everybody, but it's another way to get a really big stretch on your lat. I'm starting to tingle in the face. All right, I think we're gonna stick with this a little bit heavier on the weight, so 6 to 8. If you can, which you should be able to, really want to get a big stretch on these things. And that might mean that you're kind of coming over the thing like that. And then if you could give a nice smooth contraction, try to squeeze at the end, that's a good rep. That's a good rep. You want to have, your sets should have good reps. Sloppy reps, there's a time and place. You know, if you're going to cheat at the end of your exercise to just get the last couple, all right, that's one thing. But, you know, you don't want every single rep to be slopping all your sets because you're kind of just wasting your time at that point. I am a fan of improv, though. So for this last set, I'm going to do one arm at a time just because you can get a little bit better of a stretch and squeeze, you might find, working on each arm individually. So fuck it, like why not finish off a set that way? There we go. All right, so we got the T-bar machine, and I actually did a set like this, didn't adjust the foot part, and grab these handles, and that felt really good. So since we are feelings-based like Goku, we're gonna do that. I don't know how many reps I'm gonna get, so I'm probably gonna add more weight to this, and I could wind up hating this, but those first couple reps felt good. So that's what we're gonna do. Ooh. Huh. Alright, we'll add a little bit more. Again, we're coming really low at the elbows. Really trying to focus on pulling with the elbows and pulling really low. Not up here, really low to really work those lower lats. Oh, woo! We got a little bit more weight for that last one. All right, that was good. I think for back training, a good like fucking rubric. Have a movement where you're pulling something from high to low, and then one where you're pulling horizontally. I think as long as you have those two, and then a stretchy, feely one. So that's like a lat pullover or a lat prayer. I think if you make sure that you have at least those 3 types of movements, you're going to be A-okay for back day. Of course, you can do more if you want, but that's like the minimum. So I think for today, we're going to stick to like that 6 to 8 range and go a little bit heavier. Reason being is because lately I feel like I've been doing just a lot more reps. I've been more in like the 10 to 12. Now something like a shoulder press or a bench press, I kind of keep that more like strength biased. But I may finish off every exercise doing like a lighter version with higher reps. But the bulk of what I'm doing is going to be lower reps, 6 to 8. That's the target. Now 6 to 8 doesn't mean like, oh, I got 8, so we're done. I need to be like getting 7, 7.5,
I can't do 8. If I could do 8, then I'm not using enough weight. Also, this is highly important. I feel like when people watch videos online, they get all caught up in like the hardcore part of the gym and whatnot. Your workout plan and the things you do should also be fun. That I think that should be the main driver of the things that you're doing. Of course, you want to do effective exercises or actually like build muscle, lose fat, whatever. But it's a way to enjoy yourself. If you're miserable in here doing this shit, then this just might not be for you. And that's fine. You can find whatever it is that you do like, that you do enjoy, that's more fun and gets you similar results. Go right ahead. But if you're doing these workouts, you know, some cutout cardboard fucking thing online, this copy-paste workout, and you're fucking bored out of your mind, that might be kind of hard to stick to. That might be kind of hard to even go to the gym, right? So do fun workouts. Switch shit up. I'm someone that likes variety, so I'm switching shit up all the time. You know, if you want to argue that gets you random results, well, guess what? I got time, all right? I don't need to be Mr. Olympia tomorrow. On that note, we're going to fucking do some reverse grip pull downs. So, we just did basically an AMRAP set for that last set. I dropped the weight down twice, so it was a drop set AMRAP. We're gonna move on to something else. All right, something was calling to me to do some bent over rows, so I'm thinking we'll probably maybe do like 3 sets of these. Ooh. For these, I'm trying to pull them like into my waist. So for this, I also just got the feeling that I wanted to do something with a little bit more squeezes. So I lighten the weight. We're gonna go higher reps on this. We're also gonna try reverse grip. Okay. I kind of did like that reverse grip, but we'll be done with this. Not too bad. One of my faults, and I'll say this, is that even though I say it, I tell you guys, I feel the need to do like everything. But you don't always need to do everything every day. Just there's a part of me that feels like it's incomplete if I don't. But trying to get better at that. Again, oftentimes less is more, so I don't want to be, hurting myself. I'm not really talking about overtraining necessarily, but yeah, like you could easily spend hours in a gym if you do 2 exercises for everything on back day. That's like 6 to 8 things just for one muscle group. And it's fine if that's the only thing you're doing. But paired with something else, you can hit things on different weeks, or like the next time that day comes around, you hit all the shit that you didn't hit last time. You can be flexible. You don't have to be so rigid. All right, so we're actually gonna do lat prayers. And I've got the little V, this guy. All right, we added some weight, went a little bit lower. Woo! Sometimes that angle could be kind of off, but I didn't feel too bad. The left side was a little wonk in there, that's why I adjusted it, but I've lied and deceived you. So we're actually going to use this long rope. Haven't used this long rope in a while. I don't really see a lot of people using ropes. I see them using bars, but I think the rope feels good. I get like an extra, it feels extra precise with the rope. Biceps. So what we're gonna do, I have the 30s, gonna do those. Hopefully I can get about 6, and then I also have the 15, so half the weight, and then I'm just gonna finish it out as many as I can. So it's another drop set and wrap thing. Holy Christ. Alright, I do not think the next one is going to go nearly that well, but... Okay. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Woo. We're gonna stay there with the first weight because we're doing so many reps. It's fine. I'm getting plenty of blood. I'm starting off with the left side, and everything is based on the left side. So whenever the left side burns out, that's when we finish. Alright, something new. So we're going to use this curl machine to have my arms behind my body, and we're going to curl from that position where the biceps real elongated, so to get a really good stretch this way. I just got deja vu. Bro, this backpack be doing 3 plates and a quarter. God damn. Trying to be like that guy. We're moving on to the preacher curl. So we've done normal curls, like just standing arms by my side. Then we did the ones behind the back while my bicep is elongated. And now we're doing this one where my elbows are in the front. 3 different types of curl variations that you could do. Basically any bicep thing you're going to do is going to be something like that. For the most part, you're generally going to be good. Just do one of each and you're covered. But yeah, so we're going to do this. I don't know how many reps I'm going to get. We still got to do hammer curls, and I think that's going to be it. If you want to find the biggest dick in the gym, just look for the guy doing fucking lateral raises with his balls on the dumbbell rack. Pay some respect. Yo, if you're gonna show off for the girls, at least commit to the bit. Dude did 1 set of lateral raises, balls on the fucking dumbbell rack, and then walked away. Just gone. Like, come on. At least do a couple sets. Make it at least look like you were trying to do something. Someone's giving birth. Gentlemen, if you become the guy that the girls want to do RDLs in front of, you just might be him. Okay. All right. I think we are gonna hammer curl it. All right. Hammer curls. This time we got the round weights, which aren't as clunky. Okay. So again, whoa! Dude, there's a lot of massive cocks in here today. Oh, fuck. Alright, it's time to leave. Man, I was gonna go to the little posing area, but it was taken, so we got a thumbnail, that's what's important. But that was pretty good. I'm actually pretty tired, and especially for being pretty tired already going into it, I'm happy with that. I'm good. I'm good with that. Dude, I don't understand out of nowhere the obnoxious fucking screaming. And I'm all for like a good gym vibe and everything, and like, man, yeah, you could really fucking move some weight around and do some shit here. I'm all for that. But when you're fucking slamming weights and like screaming your head off like you're being decapitated, it's just obnoxious. And I get like, oh, you know, someone's lifting hard or they're working hard. Okay, I get it. And like, maybe in the old days, like, you know, I think Tom Platz comes to mind, like training extra intense, fucking killing himself, right? You're not Tom Platz, okay? Chances are you're probably not working nearly as hard as he was on his sets. And if you're the only guy in the gym doing it, what, is nobody else working hard in the gym? I don't think that you're the only person that's working hard in the gym. So if the majority of the people can work hard and do their sets without a fucking banshee wail or like a Viking roar, why can't you? It's just to draw attention, and it's clear as day. When I hear that and I see guys doing that in the gym, I just think like, man, this person has a fragile ego. Like, you could cripple them very easily. And you can call me a hater, sure. I'll accept that. I could be a hater. I think it's just being obnoxious like that in the gym is just, it's off-putting, especially to new people. Now, I know you don't necessarily want to cater everything to newcomers, but it's needless. It's like, it's not like you have a crowd around you. It's not like every hype. Like, you're just yelling and you want attention. Just say that. Just, you know, there's other ways to get attention than doing that. For instance, you could record yourself in the gym. At least I have that self-awareness. But I try to keep things on me and not get too much other shit. And I also move my ass. Like, I'm not gonna have my shit in the way of other equipment or like in a high traffic area. You know, be respectful of the others around you. And I think that's at the core my biggest gripe is like, dude, just respect the space, and everybody's got to share this. I hate when people act like their fucking communal space is all theirs and they fucking ruin the place. It's fucking annoying. Like, but like, if you've ever had a roommate that didn't clean up after themselves or left messes everywhere, like, no one likes that shit. It's the same thing. Like, dude, other people have to be here. Other people are paying to be here. Fucking chill out.
that's that for it. All right, tomorrow we got chest and tries. Hopefully another good day. Didn't see Johnny Juice today, which is surprising. He's normally there, but weird. Was it a weird Monday crowd? I don't know. It was a loud Monday crowd. I'll tell you that. But I will say, so like, you do want to train hard. You do really do. You can't. It's easy to discount. You know, you could say like people take gear or whatnot. Okay, whatever. But you still have to train hard. And I think when I approached the gym when I was new, I thought like, man, I know I'm not going to be able to look like that person. But what if I trained like that person? Like as hard as that person's going? What if I pushed myself? That's how I approached it. And that's how I've gotten to where I've gotten. You know, it's just that mentality of, you know, because it's easy to be like, oh, well, they're taking steroids or whatnot, and like that's why you're not getting results that you want. But really, it's because you're limiting yourself. Like, you're not training as hard as the other people. You're holding yourself back. And as long as you hold yourself back, you'll be spinning your wheels. Or you'll get lackluster results and be like, you know, you'll fall out of it. You won't like it. But when you start actually building and you take it seriously, it's, I don't know, it's a lot of, fun isn't the word that I'm looking for, but you start to feel like this confidence, you feel good about yourself, you feel like you actually, like, you've accomplished something, that you've put in work, and your body will reward you for it. But your body constantly needs to, you know, it needs things to adapt to. So if you're not giving it new things to adapt to, then it has no reason to change. That's why I like, you know, throwing in random exercises that I haven't done here and there, or, you know, maybe switching up grips. You know, your body needs different stimuli. You know, Arnold shocked the muscle. There is something to it. I'd say that's the weirdest thing for me. Like, when I'm on this, especially driving, because I don't want to keep fucking with this on and off, but I don't always have a lot to say. When I do, you know, I try to share it. I try to just kind of have like an open dialogue and whatnot. But when it's just you, it's kind of tough. Alright guys, you know what? I think that's all I got. So, I'm going to cap it there. See you tomorrow for chest and triceps. Remember to stay beautiful. Bye, beautiful time.